Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. I'm your host, Barbara, and I'm glad you're joining us today. We're starting off with a developing story out of Sudan, where the conflict between the Army and the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, has been escalating. According to reports, the RSF launched a second drone attack in as many days on the city of Port Sudan, targeting fuel depots and causing widespread fires. This is a major escalation of the 2-year-long conflict, which has already displaced over 12 million people and pushed half the population into acute hunger. The situation on the ground is dire, with reports of civilians being caught in the crossfire and struggling to access basic necessities like food and water. The United Nations has warned of a humanitarian crisis unfolding in Sudan, and it's clear that the international community needs to take action to address this growing crisis. We've also seen reports of people being forced to eat charcoal or boiled leaves just to survive, which is a heartbreaking reminder of the human cost of this conflict. The Norwegian Refugee Council has described the situation as the worst it's ever been, with over 500 civilians killed in the North Darfur region alone in the month of April. As we continue to follow this story, we'll be bringing you updates and analysis from experts on the ground. We'll also be exploring the complexities of the conflict and what can be done to bring about a peaceful resolution. For now, it's clear that the situation in Sudan is critical, and it demands our attention and concern. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you the latest news as it happens. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into the complex world of international trade and sanctions. Today, we're exploring how Iran has managed to keep its oil exports afloat, despite stringent U.S. sanctions. Let's take a closer look at the numbers. According to commodity analytics firms, Iran is still exporting an estimated 1.2 million to 1.5 million barrels of crude per day, with most of it going to China. This is a significant recovery from mid-2020, when exports had dropped to below 400,000 barrels a day due to sanctions and the COVID-19 pandemic. But how is Iran able to evade these sanctions? It's through a sophisticated network of clandestine operations, including switching off transponders on tankers, transferring oil between ships at sea, and falsifying documentation. This shadow fleet is made up of aging tankers that sail under flags of convenience and lack proper insurance. The U.S. has been trying to crack down on these operations, urging regional partners to tighten their oversight of maritime trade and oil transfers. However, enforcement gaps in Southeast Asia and the complexity of tracking these shipments make it a challenging task. It's also worth noting that China, as the primary destination for Iranian crude, has become less concerned about U.S. sanctions due to the ongoing tariff war between Washington and Beijing. This has diminished the impact of financial sanctions, making it more difficult for the U.S. to enforce its policies. As we can see, this is a multifaceted issue with many players involved. The U.S., Iran, Taiwan, China, and other regional partners all have their own interests and motivations. It's a delicate balance of power, with no easy solutions in sight. We'll continue to monitor this situation and bring you updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the world of international trade and sanctions is becoming increasingly complex and nuanced. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we delve into the latest news and trends shaping our world. As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to take a closer look at some recent developments in international trade and politics. We've been following the ongoing saga of U.S. tariffs and their impact on global markets. A fascinating article from the Financial Times caught my attention, titled, "Why the EU Beats Trump at the Art of the Deal." The piece suggests that the European Union has been outmaneuvering the Trump administration in trade negotiations, leveraging its collective strength to secure better deals. Another story that piqued my interest is the report on European bank traders delivering their best results in over a decade. This news comes as a surprise, given the uncertainty surrounding global markets and trade tensions. It's a testament to the resilience of the financial sector and its ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron has been vocal about his concerns regarding Donald Trump's academic crackdown, warning that it threatens the United States' position as a leader in innovation and education. This development highlights the complex interplay between politics, trade, and intellectual pursuits. As we navigate these complex issues, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and avoid taking sides. At Barbara's Bulletin, we strive to provide balanced and nuanced coverage, acknowledging the intricacies of global events. In a related story, an article titled, "Feed the EU Beats Trump at the Art of the Deal," is not available due to paywall restrictions. However, other sources suggest that the EU has been successful in negotiating trade agreements with other countries, potentially leaving the US at a disadvantage. Lastly, I'd like to mention the piece European bank traders deliver best results in over a decade, which underscores the significance of the financial sector in shaping global economic trends. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.